So BD5 Pilot with you on Sunday out at the Hillsboro hangar, and I'm working on those armrest supports. BD5 Micro sent me these aluminum pieces that are somewhat preformed and ready for placing into those armrests, but of course what I'm finding is I already had to trim this edge, and since the kits that BD Micro does have a little different instruction on some of the placements, my screws aren't lining up exactly. So I've actually used that to mark where the screws are on these ABS armrests, and then work on the supports here. I've already trimmed this one so that it will fit and move forward and clear at the bottom. These other ones I still need to trim those two supports, and then where those are going to rest in, those will get flush riveted into here, and then down here the forward one, and then along where that seat belt is, and then down here along where the back support is. And we'll get those pre-fitted, clecoed in, and then I'll report back as to how they're fitting. I already determined the side with the throttle was going to be the more difficult since there was more trimming involved, but you can see I've got the piece partially clecoed together, and I got some marks there that indicate where the cables for the trim actually are close enough that I want to trim that away, so make sure that that elevator trim doesn't chafe against the side of the metal on this. I'll show you how it fits in the cockpit in just a second. And there's the support fit into where that left armrest now will have a little support under it. You can see I'm going to have some areas to drill and put some rivets near the bottom. I'm going to have to cut away some areas to accommodate the screws that hold the ABS plastic on. I've got some trimming I'm going to have to do up on these pieces as well, which has me only slightly concerned. I'm going to get that figured out, how I'm going to make that work. Okay, we have the left armrest support almost ready to do the final drilling, dimpling, and the upper construction on that support. And you put the upper parts together, and then you make sure it's going to fit before you finally install those lower supports. There's just a few rivets that go in there, but you want to make absolutely sure that that piece is the right shape and size, so that when you put the final plastic piece on, the ABS plastic fits without a problem. And I don't have near the difficulty on the right hand side. The fit is actually much better and in accordance with what the plans would have had. I do need to trim the supports on the bottom and then get to marking and drilling, and this should actually go together much quicker than the other side did. I nearly have the right side brace trimmed to fit, and I actually used an old trick using a die punch to punch out the semicircles to fit around the torque tube for the ailerons. I need to trim a little bit, for there's a rivet down there that's holding that, both of these up, and so I'm going to need to make some marks and trim for that. I'm going to need to bring a little sander and sand that area just a little bit more to open that up around that torque tube. And I think I'll have these braces all ready for dimple dyeing and ready to do their final set of rivets. So I'll be back. Turns out the mini belt sander I need is at my house. So it's Father's Day. I'm gonna pack up, call it quits. Got all the stuff set out to finish up next time. So have a happy Father's Day, everyone. If you're a father, go out and celebrate. Hug your kids, hug your dad. BD5 Pilot out.